Hey, it's been 2 months since the Prison Island release, and I still haven't made a video about it. Since launch, there have been numerous improvements, fixes for invisibility abuse and bugs, introduction of insurance keys and solo duo queue options, level cards, various buffs, and much more. While the content might have been released a bit early, the developers chose to fine-tune it together with the Corepunk community. Now, many players, both new and veteran, are enjoying Prison Island. I rarely see Discord messages about things not working or being unplayable, unlike before, so it seems like the perfect time for a review. While this might not be very valuable for experienced Prison Island players, I think new players and those who took a break from Corepunk won't regret spending these 10 minutes with me. Let's begin. Let's briefly cover the basics of Prison Island. This is a full loot dungeon, which means if you die there, you lose all your equipped gear and any items you've collected during your run. But it's important to mention that there is a way to protect your gear. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Certain gear can only be obtainable from Prison Island, including Tier 3 upgrade kits, triple stat artifacts, Tier 3 weapons, Tier 3 chips, and the recipes needed to craft these items. There are two versions of it, PvE and PvP. There are other differences between these two besides the opportunity to meet other players in the PvP version, which I also cover later in the video. This isn't your typical linear dungeon like those in Albion Online. It's a large map featuring various mob types, 7 different bosses, mini-bosses, chests, and NPC merchants. For now, it's not randomly generated every time, but as I remember correctly, developers wanted to implement this in the future. We'll see if it happens or not. You have 45 minutes to explore and gather loot before you need to extract. If you don't make it to an exit before the timer ends, it counts as a death. Getting started is straightforward, you only need to reach level 20 and obtain common tier 2 gear, which you can easily get by completing storyline quests, opening level 20 cam chests or buying inexpensively from the marketplace. That covers the basics, now let's explore all the details step by step. Now that we are level 20 and have tier 2 common gear, let's discuss what you need to know. There is a special hero bag for Prison Island runs, that's much smaller than the basic one. You can access it by clicking one of the icons at the top of your default bag window. Before entering the island, you'll want to prepare this bag with essential items. Players typically bring short-term health and mana restoration alchemy, along with alchemy that increases hero stats for 5 minutes. You'll also need default food for out-of-combat health and mana restoration, plus complex meals that can boost stats, vision area, movement speed, or decrease incoming damage for 10 minutes. Don't forget the campfire, you'll need it to consume complex meals. Players often bring main chip capacity restoration items as well, which can be helpful during full 45-minute runs. Now that we have our gear and consumables in the dungeon backpack, let's discuss gear protection. When visiting bankers in Riverrise or Goldenfell cities, you'll find insurance keys for sale among their items. These keys cost 500 gold and only work for the PvE version of the dungeon. There is no way to protect gear in the PvP version. The key is consumed after you leave the dungeon, whether you die or successfully extract. It will also be consumed if you die anywhere in the open world. It's crucial to use the key before entering the dungeon. While previous bugs related to using keys after entering have been fixed, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now we are ready to venture into Prison Island. To enter, find the Dungeon Finder icon in the bottom right corner. The interface is straightforward, offering 3 options: Solo Duo PvE, 4-player Group PvE, and Solo Duo PvP. There is no 4-player Group PvP option yet, though it might be added in the future. Let's cover the differences between PvE and PvP versions. The first difference relates to difficulty level. The PvP version has one fixed difficulty. Mobs always have the same damage, density, health points, and loot drop quantity and quality. The PvE version, however, has 12 difficulty levels. At dungeon level 1, monsters and boss stats are calibrated to match tier 2 common gear, with these stats increasing by 33% at each level. Loot quantity and quality also increase with each level. To increase the PvE dungeon level, you need to insert a special item called a dungeon keycard in the dungeon finder menu. To get your first keycard, you must complete level 1 of the dungeon. After successful extraction from the dungeon with an activated keycard, you will receive 2 keycards, one for your current level and another for the next level up. If you don't extract successfully, you'll only receive a keycard for your current level. For example, if you extract from level 6, you'll get both level 6 and level 7 keycards. If you don't extract, you'll only get a level 6 keycard. Keycards come in different tiers and quality levels. Let's start with tiers. Tier 1 keycards are for levels 1 to 4 and have one primary affix. Tier 2 keycards covers levels 5 to 8 and have 2 primary affixes. Tier 3 keycards are for level 9 to 12 and have 3 primary affixes. There are 4 possible primary affixes shown on screen. For example, with a Tier 2 keycard, levels 5 to 8, you'll get 2 random difficulty increases. As for keycard quality, they feature secondary affixes that create different effects during Prison Island fights. These effects can make monsters explode on death and damage you, apply 1 minute debuff with each attack, or cause meteors to fall from the sky where you're standing. Common keycards have no affixes. Uncommon have 1, Rare have 2, and Epic have 3. There is a wide variety of possible affixes with some shown on screen. Secondary affixes provide opportunities to increase drop chances. Let's compare level 7 and 8. Level 7 has lower monster stat increases than level 8, but offers better drop chances because it's uncommon quality with 1 secondary affix. In theory, the added complexity from the secondary affix can make it slightly more challenging. However, since the base monster stats remain slower, the keycard quality increase doesn't add much difficulty while significantly boosting drop chances. I think this trade-off is worth it. You can modify keycards using the same items used for rerolling artifact stats in the synthesis machine. If you don't like the affixes you got after the dungeon, you can reroll them. Use main values reroll items for primary affixes and reforge recalibrators for secondary affixes. You can also upgrade keycards using the corresponding tier item upgrade kit. It's important to note that the default PvP version and level 1 PvE version are equal in difficulty. You can successfully extract from both using tier 2 common gear. However, the loot quality and quantity differ significantly. To match the PvP version's loot rewards, you'll need to run approximately level 5 or higher PvE dungeon with appropriate keycard tier and quality. This means you'll need much better gear to obtain the same loot rewards in the PvE version compared to PvP version. To summarize the keycard system, the developers present players with 2 choices. Play the PvP version where you risk everything without insurance and face other players, leading to higher death chances, but offering better loot and easier monsters. Or choose the PvE version where you can secure your gear and avoid other players. However, to get PvP equivalent loot in PvE, you'll need significantly better gear to handle the higher difficulty. Plus, you'll need to spend 500 gold per run on insurance. Let's discuss other differences briefly. NPC merchants with valuable goods have a chance to spawn in any dungeon version. However, in the PvE version you won't encounter NPCs if you are playing below dungeon level 9. Another difference is that the PvP version of the dungeon has a 700 gear point limit when entering, but you can instantly equip any items you loot there with no cap. In the PvE version you can't equip looted items until you successfully extract them from the dungeon. To check your gear score, open your hero description window by pressing H or click one of the bottom icons. Another notable difference is that mobs in the PvE Prison Island don't lose aggro. Once you've attracted their attention, they'll chase you until either you or they die. In the PvP version, mobs lose aggro just like they do it in the open world. The final distinction is between PvE solo duo and group versions. Monsters in group dungeons are stronger than in duo dungeons. This means that doing a level 7 dungeon with a group of 4 players will be harder than doing a level 7 dungeon in duo version. All other PvP versus PvE differences apply equally to both duo and group versions. Now that we know about different options, let's move forward with our choice. For PvE runs, remember to insert your keycard in the Dungeon Finder menu. After pressing Find, the waiting time for PvE is about 1 minute, while PvP can take up to 10 minutes. If no one else registers during your wait time, you might find yourself alone on the island. However, if other parties register for PvP at the same time, the search time can be much shorter. When the island is found, you'll go straight to the loading screen without any confirmation, and then you'll be on the island. Before covering Prison Island itself, it's important to mention a few specifics. As mentioned earlier, you have a small backpack that's already partially filled with consumables. You won't be able to loot much. I usually spend just 10 minutes in Prison Island before I'm ready to extract, since there is no more space for loot. Another important detail is that you can't use mounts on the island. So to kite mobs more effectively, you might want to consider using a movement speed rune on one of your artifacts. After loading into Prison Island, you'll need to wait 1 minute before you can move. Once the initial timer ends, you'll have 45 minutes to fight monsters, collect loot and extract. Remember, if you don't extract before time runs out, you'll lose all your gear and looted items. Players spawn at random locations across the island. In the PvP version, other teams also spawn randomly at different spots. Let's cover the map. Different types of monsters inhabit specific areas of the island. The right side features cracks, mobs you may recognize if you farm the depot in the open world. You'll encounter familiar scrag types along with new variants unique to Prison Island. Each scrag type has its own predictable behavior that's straightforward to learn and manage. A small area to the south is home to undead wolves that can apply a stacking 30 seconds debuff. You'll want to either avoid getting hit or bring a cleanse ability. If you don't take the safety steps, you'll probably get killed. The left side contains ghouls, which are new to the game. They come in several varieties, each with unique abilities. While not particularly difficult, you'll need time to learn their skill sets. I could describe them in detail, but since the video is already quite long, I'll leave that for you to discover. The center part and small section at the top are populated by goblins, which aren't found anywhere else in the open world yet. They come in two types: melee goblins, which pose little threat, and ranged goblins, which can root you and deal significant damage with their arrows. Fortunately, their skills are easy to dodge. That covers all the default monsters. Mini-bosses. There is only one type, the Prophet. While the boss itself is easy to handle, it has two minions that are faster than regular mobs and apply painful debuffs on hit. The Prophet can also apply a debuff, though unlike its minions, it moves slowly and its debuff isn't guaranteed. I highly recommend bringing a medic or cleanse skill, or at least tier 2 or 3 painkillers, since you are likely to get debuffed. You can find this mini-boss at several fixed locations on the map, like here or here. The final type of monster you'll encounter on Prison Island are bosses. There are 7 different bosses, each with their own unique behavior and skill set, though only 2 can be active during any session. While some bosses are relatively easy to defeat, others pose a significant challenge. Their spawn locations are clearly marked on the map, so if you're still learning or unsure about facing them, keep your distance to avoid triggering their aggro. For detailed information about each boss's abilities and mechanics, you can visit corepunk.help. This can help you prepare before encountering a boss for the first time. Let's talk about loot. The most common items are coins, which you can use for market trading. There is also a high chance to receive tier 2 gear. The most desirable items are tier 3 gear. While you can find familiar artifacts and their recipes from the open world, certain items are exclusive to Prison Island. Tier 3 weapons, tier 3 chips, triple stat artifacts and their recipes, and tier 3 upgrade kits. Mini-bosses and bosses have higher chance to drop tier 3 and exclusive items, though regular mobs can drop them too. Another source of valuable loot is chests, which are typically guarded by a few regular mobs. These chests can upgrade to uncommon, rare or epic quality. While chest spawns aren't guaranteed at their fixed locations, you can either discover them through repeated raids or check Corepunk.help to see all possible spawn points. You can also obtain special items from boss loot, their heads, which provide certain bonuses during fights. To gain these bonuses, use the heads during artifact crafting in the synthesis machine. The bonuses will appear as additional secondary stat on the artifact. Another way to get valuable loot is through NPCs. As mentioned earlier, their spawns aren't guaranteed and you won't encounter them in PvE version below level 9. Jax, who specializes in weaponry and recipes, can spawn on the island's west edge. Skrizik, found near the dump, sells reroll kits. Ashley, the alchemy NPC, appears in the north. Skip, who deals in triple stat artifacts and their recipes, is located in the eastern part of the island. Also remember to check interactive elements in the landscape, as this can also provide valuable loot. After killing monsters and collecting loot, or when the 45-minute timer is nearly up, it's time to extract. There are 7 different exit points, with the most common one located in the center of the map. This central exit has no special requirements, just stay out of combat and stand still for 15 seconds to leave the island. An important note here, recent update made the central exit available in PvP mode only after 20 minutes from the start, while in PvE mode it remains active from the beginning. Other exits have special requirements, such as gold payment, certain items or quest completion. You can learn about all exit locations and their requirements at Corepunk.help. Alright, we made it. We've extracted from the island. Now it's time to stash your looted items at the bank. But don't forget to open the reward chest and check the summary of your previous dungeon run. There is lots of information there. You can see how much damage and healing each party member provided. You can also check everyone's loot, and if you participated in the PvP version, you can see how many other parties were there with you. There is plenty more information to explore, so take your time reviewing this menu. Just as I was planning to record the video, an update introduced PvP and PvE Prison Island leaderboards. PvP will have a regional ladder, server specific as I understand, while PvE will include players from all servers. The system will calculate rankings based on honor gained from Prison Island activities and their correlation with survival rates. Players can earn daily, weekly and monthly rewards for top performance, as well as personal weekly rewards based on their ratings. And that's pretty much all. I understand that all the information is hard to process at once, so feel free to rewatch some parts of the video. But I recommend checking out Prison Island yourself, because the best way to learn something is by participating directly. Don't be afraid of the full loot system, since it's just a game. You extract, cool, you die, spend 10 minutes to prepare the gear and you're ready to go again. If I helped even one of you better understand Prison Island, then the time spent preparing this video was worth it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, and if you have watched many of my videos but haven't subscribed yet, you are more than welcome to do so. I'll keep track of all changes regarding Prison Island and update them in the pinned comment, so be sure to check it after watching. As always, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.